Hello everyone, I am doing some free mediumship readings again today. So it's free mediumship readings of whoever I get drawn to, followed by specific questions that are paid, which are £5. Hello there, pretty one. Hello there, Ali. It's not free questions today, it's mediumship. So mediumship is different to tarot. Tarot is like you're specifically asking a question, you're like more focused on the mundane, whereas like when you are doing a mediumship reading, it's basically whatever the person in spirit wants to let you know. So it's like you might want to know about love, and they might want to say, hey, you should be forgetting about men right now, you should focus on art or whatever, you know, whatever they want to talk about. So there is a bit of a difference, but if you'd like a tarot reading, they're £5, and I'll be doing those as well. So like specific questions like about how they feel about you and anything that you need to know about them, that kind of thing, is more tarot. So sorry, I'm just trying to get the chat working again. There we go. Ooh. If he actually wants to stay alive. Oh, there we go. I think I've got the chat back up. So, please shout me in the chat if you'd like me to try and give a mediumship reading. Hello there, Mira. I'm doing some free mediumship today and some paid tarot questions. Pretty one, are you still there? I feel like I might be with Pretty One, but it does feel a bit more weaker. Hello there, Purple Rain. Pretty One might have gone off, but I'm just going to give off what I've got because I do feel like it's a little bit more weaker, but if I left, that's probably why. But I feel like this is more about they're letting it be known that somebody in the physical is dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, a lot of pain, a lot of worry. And it's almost like having to have that disconnection, having to rest, relax. Because it's almost like they're going round and round and round in circles. I do feel like it's more concerns and worries about love, passion, that kind of thing, not like financial. Financial is definitely a part of it, but much more to do with love and romance that's kind of causing them to be stressed. But I do feel like this is a male energy though, and it's more they're coming in as a sense of reassurance. I'm going to release it though, because I do feel like it's a little bit more weaker. Purple Rain, are you still there? Can I come to you? I know you can't see it very well actually. I just got a bunch of like these gemstones out, Purple Rain, and I feel like what I'm coming through here is definitely a woman. I feel like she's been watching over you a lot, but it's almost like, you know, like when people say like they watch with the popcorn, they watch with the drama, and I feel like this woman was a kind of person that enjoyed the gossip in life. Like they enjoyed the drama, they enjoyed the gossip. They didn't want to be part of the drama, they just wanted to observe the drama. So there'd be somebody who'd gossip it, but they didn't want to directly get involved in it. They wouldn't directly cause a drama, although I do feel like they did often get involved in the drama and get involved with what was going on, more to do with because of them being a little bit nosy and a little bit more that they spoke their mind. They were very adamant at speaking their mind, and that did kind of cause them to get involved in the drama a lot. And I feel like what they're doing right now around you is they're watching that. They're kind of watching the drama unfold. And it's like, oh, you've got a lot to, you know, you've got a lot to keep track of here. You've got a lot to get into alignment here. And I almost feel like what I'm getting drawn to the most is it's almost like it's a big mess like this. And it's like trying to sort this out, trying to organise this while it's just like this, while it's a big mess, is virtually impossible. And I feel like that's what this woman is coming in to say for you. I do feel like it's more either mother or grandmother kind of like area. Not mother, sorry, like grandmother-y kind of thing. But I almost feel like they were like everybody's mother though. Like, they wouldn't necessarily be somebody's mother, but they'd be basically like their mom. Like, they adopted people, you know. Not like literally, but like, you know, when people just seem to collect people. Please do let me know in chat though, a yes or a no, if you can understand this, if you understand who it is. One thing is though, I really feel like they're saying, look, although this is like a big mess right now, and I'm getting drawn to show you it as well, although this is a big mess, if you concentrate on going, okay, this is a big mess right now, I'm just going to concentrate on one thing. We just concentrate on one at a time, getting it alignment, one by one, and then slowly but surely the entire mess is gone and you've got everything lined up, you've got everything in the right path. But at the moment you're trying to focus on this big mess of things that you need to get done, and I mean with people predominantly, mainly with people. Like, you're having to kind of deal with that mess, you're having to deal with that kind of like, everything's such a big mess. And it is a bit like herding cats. We're going to be real here. It isn't exactly very easy to get people into like alignment and get people to do what they should be doing. It is difficult to do that, and I feel like the people you're dealing with are particularly problematic, or at least majority of them are problematic for that. Like, they speak their mind, that kind of thing. So you have got your work cut out here. One thing I want to give you is like clarity, and I feel like clarity will be coming through your dreams to try and know how to deal with each of these people. But do try and focus on one at a time, because otherwise you're just going to get yourself stressed out and you won't be able to cope. You'll be running here, there and everywhere. You just need to focus on them one at a time, otherwise it's just going to get too much. I do feel like this woman is like this woman is really warm and really fun-loving. Almost like a larger-than-life kind of person, like very jolly kind of person. I don't normally get physicalities, but it's definitely not like somebody who's ultra slim. It was somebody more like cuddly. I don't want to say like fat, but like cuddly. And I just don't like that term for some reason. But very much cuddly. And I feel like in general they're quite a cuddly person. Like they'd come up to people and just hug them and cuddle them. And I do feel like they're trying to do that in spirit as well. They're trying to give you that hug, that love. But more than anything, I feel like they just like watching the drama. And it's a little bit like it's everybody else's problem now. Like I kind of had to wrangle people when I was around. And now it's everybody else's problem to deal with that. So they're just kind of sitting back and watching it like a soap opera, which I know is a bit rude. But yeah, they are kind of watching it like a soap opera. But do take their love, and I hope that helps you out. So we're going to go on to the next person now. So shout me in the chat if you want a reading. I didn't like the first reading though. The first reading I had a bit of a problem with, but the lady that came through for you, Purple Rain, was definitely very strong. I definitely feel like she didn't really want to kind of share a lot of personal details about herself, but very warm though. Love, I'm not doing personal questions. I'm just doing mediumship readings today. If you want a specific question, it's £5. But I'm just doing mediumship of whatever comes out, basically. Oh, no problem. I'm glad that helped you. I am trying to work a little bit more on getting more specifics of exact who they are. But that's one of the reasons why we're doing some free readings as well. Hello there, Flower Beautiful Peacock Rainbow. Love, can I come to you? Sorry. I don't do specific people. I can't control who comes through. I just let whoever comes through, if that makes sense. Love, if you're there, just give me a yes or a no in chat. I'm not doing questions today, guys. I'm doing free mediumship, which is whatever comes out, whatever that you need to know, and paid questions. I do feel like whoever this is was somebody that passed away either from heart problems or a heart attack. Very like heaviness on the chest though. Either heart problems or a heart attack. Like heaviness on the chest. Definite heaviness on the chest. I do feel like they were older when they passed, but not like elderly. Like they were old, but they were like, I could have had a few more years, if that makes sense. Please do let me know though if you can take this person though, love. A lot of chest pain though. Chest pain was definitely a big issue for them. I do feel like this man was quite serious. I don't want to use the word stoic because I do feel like they had like some anger to them. Like they could get angry quite easily, like, but they were very serious, like they took things very seriously, like they felt like they had to take things very seriously, they had to kind of focus on where they need to go from here, that kind of thing. Like, definitely somebody who didn't want to be, like, frivolous kind of thing, like very serious. I definitely feel like this was a person that wasn't particularly, like, spiritual, like they weren't, like, they were more like matter of fact, like, I know this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, I just need to focus on this. Oh, got a cat and baby. A little bit more of, like, them being a bit focused on what they needed to get done. And I do feel like they felt like they had a lot of pressure on their life, like on themselves. So, but love, please let me know if you can take this person. But I do feel like the reason why they're coming forward for you is more to kind of give you that cleansing, that clarity. Because although they were quite serious of a person, it gave them a lot of clarity of mind. And I do feel like this is more of, like, you're focusing on the wrong things, if that makes sense. Like, you're focusing on the wrong things. Like, you're getting so anxious and worried about what would be something you couldn't control. You're not focused on what you can. And I feel like it's almost like coming in as grounding here. So I've got the little angel gemstone here, which is obsidian. And it is used for grounding and cleansing. And I feel like more than anything, this is you needing grounding and cleansing. Because it's almost like you're trying to control aspects of the world which you can't control. And you need to be focused more on the ground level. So, you know, your finances, where you're living, that kind of thing. Things you can control. It's very easy nowadays for us to kind of get out of our heads or out of our sights and go, well, I'm worried about, like, what's going on in the world, or I'm worried about what I can't control. When, is it going to help us? No. Like, we can't control it, so what's the use in worrying about it? It's not really going to help us to kind of break free from any of that. Whereas I feel like they're coming in more to kind of get you to focus and to pressurize yourself more on the day-to-day. Because I do feel like the rest of your life is being kind of being forgotten about is the best word I can think of. Like, you're not focusing on your day-to-day life because you're more focused on that which you can't control, like you were saying about, like, hearing voices, all that kind of stuff. It's like, you can't control that. If you're hearing them, you're hearing them. You can't control that. What you can control is whether or not you've got a good job, or whether or not your house is okay, that kind of thing. You can control that. But it's almost like a distraction. Like, you're getting distracted by all of that which you can't control, so that you're missing out on what you should be doing and what you should be getting done. And I do feel like they're coming in to kind of help to ground you to do that. But I hope that helps you, and I hope you can take that. So I'm going to move on now, but if you guys want to shout me in chat if you want a free mediumship reading. Cherry, can I come towards you? So, the first thing I got when I saw your name, like, I got, like, a pop-up basically. The first thing I got was like, it's like a song Cherry Cola, and it's like, it's a really kind of upbeat and kind of dancing kind of music. And I don't feel like this is specifically to do with the people that are attached to you, because I do feel like I'm picking up on multiple. At least the people that are around you right this second. It's more to do with that kind of like, you know, dancing. Like, I want to dance, I want to get upbeat, I want to kind of have fun. I do feel like this is a male, and I feel like 1950s, kind of more like 1950s, 1940s, that kind of thing, like more like the Elvis kind of era. And the reason why I'm getting that is like, this is almost like this person is like slicking back the hair and stuff, putting out the hair, trying to make sure they're all sharp and they're really good to go out, and they'll be dancing, that kind of thing. I do feel like they're a male. I do feel like though they're showing themselves as young, but I feel like they did pass away when they're older. I feel like it's almost like they're quite young at heart though. I don't feel like they're actually physically young. But I feel like this person was a little bit cantankerous, a little bit like they would cause a little bit of drama, a little bit of chaos, that kind of thing. They were quite joyous, and I do feel like they're being joyous as well because they're like enjoying being joyous around you, if that makes sense. Like, they enjoy the fact that you are joyous and you're having fun, you're enjoying yourselves, and they're kind of living a little bit vicariously through that. I do feel like it's either grandfather or great grandfather, but like, they're not showing me as old. Like, yes, I do feel like they were old, but when they passed, but they're showing me like back when they're in like the 20s, like back when they're enjoying themselves, back when they're dancing about, and I feel like they were quite young at heart, sort of thing, as they went on. And the other thing is, I do feel like there's a lady with them as well, and I feel like she's more reserved. She's a little bit more reserved. Like, she would have a little bit of fun, but it was definitely him instigating it. So like, him getting her up to dance, him getting her up to have fun. But I do feel like she kind of partaked in the fun and the adventure as well. But it's a bit more like, oh, you know, I really shouldn't, but I'm going to kind of enjoy that and have fun. I did get like a really strong smell of like very old-fashioned like perfume, like flowery kind of perfume. I'm still getting it now. And the other thing I got as well was like powder puffs, you know, like when they had the puff powder as well. So I do feel like she'd quite put together. Not in a vain way though. This was more of like clean makeup and clean put together, but not gaudy, like not to show off with. It's not like she wanted to be like seen like Marilyn Monroe, but she put a little bit of makeup on, put a little bit of like stuff on to make herself like particularly presentable. And I feel like it was more about presentability. Like, I like to go out presentable, I like to go out showing presentability. It was definitely not an obsession about her looks, but yeah, I feel like though it wasn't like she was obsessed with her looks or anything. This was very much like, I want to show myself presentable. So she would definitely be somebody that would be sitting at the, you know, at the makeup table sort of thing before she started her day, making sure she was like okay, and make sure she was like presentable, because like she saw it as an important part of like of getting up in the morning, to make sure you're presentable. But I do feel like she was more of like the reserved one out of the two, whereas the male, the granddad, was more of like the having fun and enjoying themselves. I'm just going to see if there's anything else though you need to know. I'm getting drawn to the Moldavite here, and the message that I feel like is coming through for you is you need a little bit of chaos to have a little bit of fun, to find what you really are passionate about. And I feel like that they want you to kind of embrace the chaos a little bit more. I feel like that you're kind of being a little bit too careful, a little bit too cautious right now. And you need a little bit of that spark. You need a little bit of spark to help to bring you forward and help you to kind of chase after what you dream of and what you really want. So I don't feel like it's necessarily going to be a quick change of course or anything like that. This is definitely like a slowdown. But I feel like actually this is like you not having the fear to go after what you wanted. Because I feel like that's why they had a good pairship there. Is like he was more of like the creating chaos, going after what's what they're passionate about. And she was more of like the planning thing out long term. But do take their love, because they're definitely coming in to kind of give you that love, give you that kind of confidence to go towards what you want and go towards your goals and actually have a good momentum forward. So I hope that helps you out though. Oh yeah, they're definitely sending that love. They always do know that you do love them and you miss them. Like if you ever want to like get in, this goes for everybody. If you ever want to get into contact with somebody specific, sit down before you go to bed and try and talk to them or write them a letter. And it really helps you to kind of connect to them more, and specifically before you go to sleep, because it's easier for them to kind of like interact with you, in contact with you when you're asleep, when you're dreaming, or just right before bed as well, because you're more in that kind of dream-like kind of mentality. No problem. So, please shout me in the chat, guys, if you'd like a reading. Hello there, Lisa. I definitely feel like I've got somebody, but I'm trying to work out who it is. So please do put your name in chat so I can try and work out who it is. Easter, can I come to you, please? Just give me a yes or no or a don't know in the chat. Just let me know if you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, let me know, and then I'll try and move on to somebody else, because sometimes it's people that you don't know in spirit, or sometimes like I might just be off course, basically. Can you understand like sand or being at a beach? Like, and this is somebody playing in the sand, like either playing at sand in the beach or playing in the sand at home. I feel like it's more beach, like playing in the sand, like, and this is like somebody like putting their hands through the sand, playing in it. So just let me know if you can take it. Okay. I do feel like this is like a younger person, like, and it's, and I feel like whoever it is in spirit is remembering this person like playing in the sand, not exactly trying to make sandcastles, but playing in the sand. I don't use the word making sandcastles, that's the wrong word, but just playing in the sand. And I feel like this is this person looking over them. there's almost like this sense of pride as well, like being proud that they're like alive, being proud that they're enjoying themselves, being proud that they're having fun. And this is definitely them looking over them and looking out for them. I do feel like this person in spirit does replay memories about them a lot, this child a lot. And it's almost like ingrained in their head about like happy memories together. I definitely feel like the person in spirit isn't like their mother or anything like that. There's definitely like friendship there. But not direct, like not like mother, father, that kind of thing. Not as direct. Okay, uncle. Yeah, I do feel like this person is looking over him with pride. I don't feel like they had a very good way of like verbally expressing their love or verbally expressing it. I feel like they were more like a man of action, more a person of action. Like, yes, you knew that they cared. Yes, you knew that there was love there, but they were somebody who would take action more, would take action on things more. So, like, if they wanted to, like, show you they loved them, you know, they would go and help sort something out, build something, or something like that. They weren't the person that got, like, had many words for what they felt or anything like that. But there was this kind of, like, gentleness about their aura, like, almost like this kind of warmness. I was very fond of it with his mother. Yeah, I feel like that they weren't somebody that, I don't feel like it was somebody that had many words for how they felt. It was more action. I'm just going to see if there's anything else, though. I feel like the guidance is coming in more through action. So I do feel like they're going to be trying to come around you more to help with like your career and finances, particularly your financial abundance. And I feel like that's kind of more to do with how they were as a person, and that they're trying to come in to try and help you and give you aid in that department, in primarily the Department of Finances, because it's almost like the mentality of, I want to make sure everyone's well looked after. And I do feel like they're sending the love, but I don't feel like they'd want to physically say that. Like, they wouldn't use those words. So that's the reason why I'm hesitant about saying it. But I do feel like by showing you, by helping you to guide you, to kind of guide you towards better finances, be able to enjoy yourself a little bit more, having less stress, that kind of thing. They're trying to come in to help you with that and help aid you to move forward and help to aid you to continue on. I definitely feel like here, though, there is this kind of love and this affection, and that they're trying to help to push you forward and push you on. I just feel like they're always going to be a little bit more of the kind of stoic, not expressing it. But please do take that love, though, because I do feel like they're watching over everyone with a lot of love and a lot of compassion. But particularly, watch out for like any dreams or any weird synchronicities around money or around career and finances that would lead to more money, because I do feel like they're trying to nudge you in the right direction of how to gain more financial stability and more financial momentum going forward. So I hope that helps you out. I hope you use some clarification, but please do let me know if you need me to clarify anything else. But I'm going to move on now. But if anybody else wants a reading, please shout me in chat. Actually, just one last thing. I just got one last thing through. I don't feel like they had much of a voice when they were alive. As in, like, they didn't feel like they had a real chance to kind of express themselves when they were alive. Like, they didn't have much of a voice for themselves, if that makes sense. Because the last thing they kind of said was, like, thank you for giving me a voice. And it feels like it was more that they didn't have a voice when... They didn't have as much of a voice when they were, like, living, if that makes sense. Because they did have problems trying to express themselves. So it came off a lot that they didn't have much of a voice for their own life, if that makes sense. I'm glad that helped you. I'm going to try and move on to the next person. Let's see who else is here. Anything about the career? I do feel like this is more opportunities. They're not giving me anything specific. Again, like, this is mediumship, so it doesn't... I don't usually get specifics. Like, sometimes I do, but rarely. I do feel like it's almost like 2 strikes kind of thing. It almost feels like there'll be an opportunity that'll kind of rear its head twice. And it's like, if you miss out in the first time, it'll kind of come around again and it'll give you another opportunity. But if you miss out on the next time, then it's kind of gone. You've missed out on it kind of thing. You missed the boat. So I do feel like there is an element here of, like, having to be careful or having to be cautious about that. But overall, I do feel like it's quite positive. Is there anybody else who wants a reading? I might log off if that's everyone. I think that might be everyone though. I don't tend to get stuff like that exactly from mediumship. So mediumship is just whoever comes through. But that's more of like a tarot kind of question. And I'd say as well, like, it isn't always that the person that, if a person passed away, isn't always that they're going to come through straight away as well. Some people can be right away. Some people can take weeks. Some people even take years. It's not really certain about how long it takes, if that makes sense. It's more just whatever they want to get through, whatever they want to send through. I'll try and see if there's somebody there though, but I wouldn't stipulate and say, like, I just need to hear from this person. It always kind of blocks a lot of messages that you need to know, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, you can't change what has happened. It's happened, you know. I mean, I did get the word martyr, but so... And the problem is you've told me stuff now. Please don't tell me details. Please never tell me details. Just give me a yes or a no. Because otherwise, if I come out with, like, some evidence, something that I shouldn't know, and you've already told it me, we can't use that as evidence. So don't give me any details at all. Because it's causing problems. So please don't give me details. Yeah, never give the medium details, because it means that I could have maybe got the name for you, and now that you've given me the name, I can't you give that as evidence, if that makes sense. So I do feel like I've got an elderly gentleman here, an older gentleman here. I don't feel like it's your brother. I feel like it's somebody older, somebody who passed away when they were much, much older. They were kind of not the nicest character when they were alive, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. I mean that in the kind of way they were quite stern, they're quite angry. They seemed quite angry at the world sometimes. But I do want to use the term stern, like a very stern person. And I feel like it's more to do with the fact that they had kind of a hard life. Like, they had to work quite hard. And I almost feel like very much physical labour. And it feels like this person had like quite like rough, like, you know, like rough hands when you've done a lot of manual labour in your life. But I don't feel like this was, you know, I don't feel like this is your brother. I feel like this is like more like either father or grandfather kind of level, like going back some. I do feel like though when they were alive, it was like we very much have to take care of every penny, like every single penny. And this person worked very, very hard to get where they were. Like, everything was kind of a chore. Everything was really hard. Please do let me know yes or no if you can take this person. I know it's not the person you wanted to hear from, but sometimes they come through with another message as well. But very much like a lot of manual labour, an awful lot of manual labour. And I feel like that's the reason why they were kind of... came off as a kind of a little bit of an angry person, but very much a stern person, because there is a certain level of like just pure exhaustion, like purely being exhausted, purely like having to just work and work and work until you drop. Like, this person really worked hard. I feel like if they had a different life, like if they had an easier life, a life where they could have relaxed and not done as much hard work and not done as much manual work, they would have been a very jolly person. But it was the life that they had to lead to like exist, and I do want to use the term exist, that made them into that person. It wasn't them by default. And I do feel like actually that they did kind of love and care about people a lot, but they were working for like not only for their future to survive, but for the future generations, that kind of thing, to survive and to live and to do better. And I do feel like they're coming in more to like say to yourself, like I said, martyr before, don't martyr yourself. Like, as in, like, do not blame yourself. Do not cause yourself to be a martyr, because it isn't a cause that you should be martyring yourself over. It was their choice, whether it was an accidental overdose or whether it was whether or not it was purposeful. I don't feel like it was purposeful. I definitely feel like it wasn't like suicide or anything like that. It was more, it was kind of their fault. It was their fault because, you know, they were choosing to go down the wrong path. They were choosing to go down that path. They were choosing to just not really care what would happen to them. Like, they knew the risks, if that makes sense. Like, they knew the risks. It was their choice. It was their, you know, decision to do what they did. So don't martyr yourself. There was nothing you could have done. Like, you couldn't have changed anything. This was the path that they chose. It's their path alone. Like, it was not your fault. So do not martyr yourself over it. So do not blame yourself, because yes, although they didn't intend for it to happen, they knew the risks. You know, it was their own fault. They knew the risks. So don't blame yourself for it. I'm getting drawn to like the turquoise, and I'm getting drawn to the aventurine gemstone again. I feel like there is protection coming in for you in general as well anyway, but I feel like there is more like financial abundance coming in. It's almost like one of the reasons why they're saying don't martyr yourself on it, because you need to keep on focusing on where you want to go in life, because there is new opportunities coming in for you, particularly around finances. And I feel like particularly around finances because of progression within career. The reason why I'm getting drawn to the kind of turquoise, I think it's turquoise, this stone here, I'm getting drawn to like westerns, like, you know, like California, that kind of thing, like out west, American West kind of thing. See the westerns or California, that kind of way. I do feel like it's more like California-y kind of way. And I feel like this is more like New Hope as well. But I do want to specifically say, like, there is going to be some momentum or movement towards California or towards west, kind of west, towards the west of America, that kind of region. And I feel like this is to do with this opportunity, this financial and career opportunity here. But I feel like this is offering you up like a new start, new beginning, that kind of thing. And I almost feel like breath of fresh air. And the reason why I'm getting that as well is like you're out in the open, you're out in the breath of fresh air, you're having more of the wide open spaces, you're having more breath of fresh air and space to kind of continue on and to go forward. But don't like hold on to it. There was nothing you could have done. They knew the risks. They chose to do it anyway. They chose to live their life how they did. And there was just nothing you could have done, you know. But I hope that helps you out. I hope it gives you a bit of clarity though. But I do feel like this person is coming in like to kind of help you with that kind of momentum with your career, that kind of thing, because that's what they knew how to do. That's how they knew how to support people. Alright, I hope that helps you out though. Is there anybody else who wants a reading? But I'm glad that resonated with you, and I hope it gives you a bit of help though. Oh, no problem. Alright, I think I'm going to log off now, and I will probably try and come on either tomorrow or the day after, and I will see you again soon.